Learning how to live without spending money can actually teach you that you don't need to spend a lot of money in order to thrive in life. I think many of us use shopping as a band-aid to cover up some of our stress in life, and when we... Right, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and I run the blog called Mrs. Midwest. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining, and to all my returning subscribers and viewers, I am giving you a special thank you. Thank you for being here and supporting the feminine family. Today's topic is all about how we save money as a family. Now, as most of you know, I am a homemaker. I haven't worked in an official capacity for almost 2 years now. We live primarily off of my husband's income, and up until very recently, my blog, YouTube channel, none of that really brought in any income. So my husband has been the primary breadwinner, but that doesn't mean we haven't been able to live a comfortable life. So today I'm going to share some of our tips and tricks for how we save money in order to live a comfortable life on one income. Right, my first tip might be hard for the millennials among us, but we don't go out to restaurants. If we do go to restaurants, it is a special occasion, or we're traveling, or it's date night. We ensure that almost all of our meals are made at home: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Of course, this is doable because I am at home. I don't have a full-time job to worry about, so I understand that this is not sustainable for a lot of our working sisters out there. For single income families, making as much food at home as you can is the ticket to saving money. We can control our grocery bill down to the dime. Cooking your food at home does save money, but you have to be careful of the types of things you're buying. Are you shopping for all your stuff at Whole Foods, or are you going to an Aldi? You don't always have to choose the cheaper option, but be very mindful when you are grocery shopping. The cost can add up to as much as eating out if you're not paying attention to the products you're buying. Cut out the restaurant bills. Not only will you be cutting out the expensive food, but you will also be cutting out the tips you have to pay, the cost of parking and gas to get to the restaurant, the service charges, and even the time it takes from your day. Yes, I do think eating out can be such a treat, but I really encourage you to leave it as that. Leave eating out as a treat, not the norm, and you will totally save money. Right, the second way that we save money as a family is by our investments. Now, to me, this is more about long-term savings, but we do focus on our investments. We would rather spend a few $1,000s on investments than furniture or vacations. We're maxing out my husband's 401k. We are in on an investment with a rental property, and yes, it took some scraping together of some pennies to make that happen, but it has been so worth it to get in on the ground floor with that investment. So don't be unwise with your money. Really suss out what investments make sense for you, what ones are shady and scammy, but don't ignore the option of investing altogether. Don't ignore the option of your 401k. Learn more about finances. Learn through YouTube videos online. Read blogs and articles. Ask your parents for information and gather as much knowledge as you can so that you can make your money work for you. It's not good to just have money sitting around or to waste it constantly. Instead, I encourage you to save and to invest to get more savings. We were able to do that on a single family income because of our other savings, but those investments have already produced more income for us. The best way to get in on investments and saving is when you're young. Begin saving as much as you can and put it towards wise investments. Consider hiring a financial advisor, but in general, know that you're never too young to start investing, you're never too young to start saving, and you're never too young to max out your 401k. The third tip for how we save money as a family is by making our credit cards work for us. Now, credit cards are a double-edged sword. Some people allow credit cards to destroy their life, going into debt, overspending, accumulating too many credit cards, not paying them off, etc. But you can use credit cards to your advantage if you do it correctly. So you can get a cashback credit card, you can get a Sky Miles credit card. My husband and I have taken many free flights just by using our credit cards. And the way way we use them is buying things like gas, groceries, things we would be buying anyways with a debit card, but we put it on a credit card to get Sky Miles. Please understand too that credit cards have actually ruined people's lives. It can get really out of control if you don't use it properly. So my best advice is to treat a credit card more like a debit card. Don't spend money you don't have. Don't treat it like a gift card. Treat it like something that's supposed to work for you. It is a way we save money. I've heard a lot of people do things like this, but I am giving you a huge caution that it's not for everybody. So please hear me. It is not for everybody, but it has gotten us free flights on trips we would have taken anyways. We only use it like a debit card and it can work for you. The fourth way that we save money as a family is by putting into practice the fact that shopping is not recreational. I used to treat shopping more recreationally back in high school and the beginning of college, back when I didn't understand the value of $1, and now I take a much different approach to shopping. To me, shopping is not something recreational. It is not something you do for fun. It is not something you do without a budget in mind, and it is not something you do when you're feeling emotionally distressed, impulsive, or like you need some sort of high. Find a different hobby if shopping is your hobby. Be aware of when you are just shopping to spend money. You know, the people who do the daily or weekly Target trips and end up buying all sorts of random stuff that they don't need. Shopping is fun. It should be a normal part of life, but be aware of when you're overspending because you're shopping. Make sure that when you're shopping, it is with a plan. Right? The fifth way that we save money as a family is through thrift shopping and bargain hunting. Now, I know that thrifting is not for everybody. I have been doing it my entire life. My mom taught me the ways. Even this kimono I'm wearing right now is thrifted. So I have a lot of experience with thrifting. I think it is something that you can build up as a skill over your lifetime, but I don't think that it's too soon to start trying to thrift some things. Cups for your kitchen, glassware, plates. Check out a thrift store. If you want to get some art or lamps for your home, check out a thrift store. Also, bargain hunting, clearance stores, liquidation stores, stores that receive the goods that the other stores couldn't sell. Treat everything like a big purchase so that you're not letting money just slowly seep out of your wallet. Don't buy things that are overly used, scuffed up, smelly, past the point of no return. Can have standards while thrifting. Like I said, this kimono, most of the clothes I wear in my videos are thrifted. You can find good finds. Also with thrifting, be very careful with furniture. Don't get fooled by the belief that just because something is secondhand, it's automatically a good deal. It might not be, and sometimes it's more worthwhile to buy something new. Check out your local thrift stores. Don't just stick to the big chain thrift stores. Find the local charity shops. One of my favorite thrift stores is a main funnel of financial support to the homeless shelter in the town near me. I love shopping there. It supports a good cause. Pay attention to where your money is going, but in general, thrifting can get you a good deal. I am evidence of this. All right, my sixth tip for how we save money as a family is to keep an eye on our subscription services. Many of us will sign up for a ton of subscription services because you think, oh, what's $12 a month? But when you're doing $12 a month 10 different times, that adds up, and that is an expense to your family. So be very mindful of how many streaming services you're signing up for. Think about if you really need a FabFitFun box, you know, think through your subscriptions and also pay attention to when you're not using them and then cut them from the budget. Cancel your subscription services if you're not using them, and for a time, you know, you can go a few months without using them and maybe re-up. Customize subscription services to work for you. Alter them to your life, but remember that if you are in a tight jam with your budget, one of the first things you need to trim down are the subscription services. My seventh tip for how we save money as a family is by using a lot of reusable items. I don't buy paper napkins, I don't buy paper towels, we just use cloths, cloth napkins, towels, fabric things. You know, I don't like to buy a lot of things that I have to throw out and they're one-use items. Try to cut down how many one-use items you're using in your home. It is so much cheaper to have real plates, so much cheaper to use cloth napkins, towels and cloths to clean your floor instead of the disposable Swiffer cloths. Make sure you're choosing reusable options as much as possible. Paper towel adds up and it really is so unnecessary. Get some good microfiber cloths and you will never need to touch a paper towel again for the rest of your life. If you're struggling because the disposable options are more convenient, I promise you after a month or two, you won't even miss them. Take more time to clean your items and reuse them and treasure them than just buying disposable items. My 8th tip for how we save money is to put the kibosh on online purchases. Now, as you guys know, if you've watched my vlogs, I do shop on Amazon occasionally. I'll get skincare from Amazon. I will do stuff like that, but it is very rare and it is only after a lot of forethought has been put in. A good rule of thumb is to not buy things online after 7 p.m. when you're feeling tired and trigger happy with your smartphone purchases. Make sure that you are planning out online purchases the same way you would plan out purchases in person. Sometimes not having to swipe the credit card or hand over some cash can really remove the feeling of spending money from that transaction. Don't stay up till 3 in the morning on eBay. Only buy things if you're going to use them, and don't get sucked into those frantic sales, 50% off for 2 more hours. Make sure that you are following a budget. You are doing it wisely and you're not getting sucked into the awesome thing that is online shopping. If you have a problem with online shopping or recreational shopping, as I spoke about earlier, I highly encourage you to join the subreddit shopping addiction, I think it's called. It will really help you get a handle on your shopping. Don't be fooled. Shopping can be an addiction. Online shopping can be an addiction. Addiction often feels like something that you cannot live without. You feel sick or uncertain or anxious unless you do that thing, and shopping can become that. So be very mindful. I'm not saying that everyone who online shops has a shopping addiction, because I online shop too. What I am saying is that it can get out of control really easily because it's private on your phone often and it doesn't feel like you're spending money. So be careful. Plan out your purchases and don't buy unnecessary pieces online, especially if they would be cheaper in person or if you could thrift them. All right, my 9th tip for how we save money is called the no-buy method. When we feel like we're spending too much money in a month, we will do the no-buy method for a week or 2 weeks. And this is basically when you don't buy anything other than essentials, like gas to get to work or groceries. You don't rent movies, you don't get clothes, you don't go out to Starbucks, you don't get coffee. You only buy the essentials. Of course, some people take this to the extreme and do it their whole life. Some people do it for months, but I really feel like having a no-buy week, at least once a month, can really cut down your spending by a lot and help you save a lot of money. You also learn through the no-buy method that you don't need to buy as many things as you think you do. And you also begin to notice when you are recreationally shopping, when you are getting an extra coffee for no reason, and when you are just wasting money. If you can't handle a full-on no-buy method, try doing it for various areas of your life. Choose to only buy clothes at a certain time of year, or only refresh your makeup when it's actually gone. You could also set a no-buy season for your life for a particular thing, like not buying Frappuccinos all summer or waiting 4 months before you buy a new pair of shoes or whatever. Learning how to live without spending money can actually teach you that you don't need to spend a lot of money in order to thrive in life. I think many of us use shopping as a band-aid to cover up some of our stress in life, and when we choose to do a no-buy method, it can really release some of the tension in our life by showing us we can survive and thrive without shopping. All right, my 10th and final way that we save money as a family is by being accountable to one another. We have a rule that if you're spending over $45, $50 on something, that you have to consult the other person, run it by them. Hey, I want to buy this new winter coat. It's going to be around $100. When would be a good time for me to buy that? What do you think? And you just kind of have a conversation about it. It's not about controlling each other. It's not about some sort of weird budget put on me as a homemaker or anything like that. It's just being accountable. I think sometimes people spend too much money because they're not accountable to anybody. They don't have to explain their purchases. It's a lot easier to buy wacky things online when you don't have to explain to anybody why you bought it or what you're going to use it for. Run your purchases past your partner, and if you don't have a partner, choose someone to be accountable with. This could be a professional, it could be a counselor, it could be a mentor, or even a friend, sibling, parent, anybody. Of course, you don't need to let everyone in on your finances, but it is often helpful to have to be accountable for your purchases. Instead of spending money in secret, open up with your partner. Especially if you're married, my friends, do not allow finances to cause a divide within your marriage. Finances is one of the top reasons why people will get a divorce. It is hard to share a bank account with a partner. It's hard to be on the same page with spending with a partner. This is really only applicable though if you have a joint bank account or if you are sharing expenses. If you're not sharing expenses with somebody, you probably don't have to consult them about how much you're spending, but I do think it can be useful to be accountable so you don't buy weird stuff for no reason. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Although we are not fully a single income family anymore because my blog is bringing in a little bit of money, I do still employ all of these practices and make sure that we are being as frugal as possible. I just think it's a beautiful way to live life. And we did live as a single income family for so long, and we were able to take vacations. We were able to buy clothes. We were able to live and thrive. So if you are on a budget, do not despair. There are things you can do to save money. And in general, even if you're not on a budget, I think it's good to practice frugality. So if you liked the video, please click the like button. It does help grow our community. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing and joining the feminine family. And if you're interested in more of this content, please check out some of my older videos and my written blog. But in total, I hope you have a wonderfully blessed and frugal week, my beautiful sisters.